You tell yourself, this is the last time. No more sugar, no more cravings. You're going to eat clean, stay disciplined, and finally feel in control. But then, a few hours later, you're back in the kitchen, reaching for something sweet. Again. And unfortunately, at that moment, it doesn't even feel like a choice anymore. So you start thinking, why am I craving sugar so much? Why can't I just stop? But here's the truth most people never hear. It's not a lack of discipline. It's your body trying to tell you something. And once you understand this, everything changes. Welcome to the Radiant Wellness Hub, your go-to space for holistic health, fitness, and self-care inspiration. Let's start with what's really happening inside your body. Because sugar cravings don't just appear randomly, they're usually triggered by something deeper, something physical, not just psychological. One of the biggest causes is your blood sugar. If your meals are mostly refined carbs, like white bread, pastries, or sugary snacks, your blood sugar spikes quickly and then crashes just as fast. And when that crash hits, your body goes into survival mode, meaning it doesn't ask for vegetables, it doesn't ask for balance, instead, it asks for the fastest energy possible, sugar. That's why cravings can feel so intense, almost urgent. And this is where people get stuck, because they think, I just need more willpower. But you're trying to fight biology with discipline. And that's a battle you'll keep losing. But it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about stress, because this one hits a lot of people. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, and cortisol increases your need for quick energy. So what happens? You start craving sugar, not because you're weak, but because your body is trying to cope. Remember that late-night craving after a long day? Or that I deserve this feeling. It's not random, it's your brain looking for relief. And sugar gives you that quick dopamine hit. For a moment, you feel better. But then the cycle repeats. Now, here's something most people don't usually connect to cravings: sleep. If you're not sleeping well, even by just a few hours, your hunger hormones shift. Ghrelin goes up, while leptin goes down. As a result of this, you will feel hungrier and less satisfied after eating. And suddenly, sugar doesn't just taste good, it feels irresistible. That's why after a bad night's sleep, everything sweet looks 10 times more tempting. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to completely cut out sugar? You tell yourself, no sugar at all, starting today. And it works, for a while, but then the cravings come back stronger. This is where psychology comes in. When you restrict too hard, your brain reacts. It turns sugar into something forbidden. And what happens when something feels restricted? You want it more. This is how sugar addiction patterns start to build. Not because sugar is evil, but because the cycle of restriction and reward makes cravings louder. And then there's something even more subtle: your habits. Cravings aren't always about hunger. Sometimes they're about patterns. Maybe it's something sweet after dinner, a snack while watching TV, or grabbing sugar when you feel bored or overwhelmed. Over time, your brain links those moments with sugar. So even if your body doesn't need it, your brain expects it. And that's why cravings can show up like clockwork. So what can you actually do about it? You don't need more discipline, but a smarter approach. Start with your meals. Instead of focusing on cutting sugar, focus on building balanced meals. Include protein, healthy fats, and fiber. This helps stabilize your blood sugar. Next, pay attention to stress. Before reaching for something sweet, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I actually hungry or just overwhelmed? Sometimes a short walk, Deep breathing, or even stepping away for a few minutes can reset that craving. And don't underestimate sleep. Improving your sleep, even slightly, can reduce sugar cravings more than you think. Finally, stop thinking of cravings as failure. They're feedback. Your body is telling you something is off, whether it's energy, nutrition, or emotional balance. When you start listening instead of fighting, that's when things begin to change. So if you've been feeling stuck in this cycle, it's not because you lack discipline. It's because no one showed you what's really going on, and now you know. If this made you see your cravings differently, let me know in the comments. What triggers your sugar cravings the most? And if you want to understand your body better and finally feel in control again, make sure you subscribe, because this is just the beginning.